Welcome to Degen BJJ with me, Irish Mike, and my co-host Ken.
Yeah.
How the hell have you been?
It's been a while, man.
It's been a hot minute.
We're back with video.
Video and everything.
Been penned in a while.
Yeah, and fancy new setup as well.
Yeah,
Hopefully we don't lose this one.
Hopefully the sound quality after years of people, however long it's been of people complaining about
It is
quality
actually
of our
years.
sound. The first feedback our coach gave us on the podcast, it's too quiet. Thanks, coach. Anything nice to say? No, I couldn't hear it. All right.
Yeah, everyone's been very good at actually asking for episodes and stuff like that for the longest time. But
I should probably fill that in actually because it's been a
we haven't
while,
said
and
anything.
I'm in a very rare occurrence. I'm going to take full accountability for something in my life. So yeah, obviously the last one we did was the post-promotion one where we were
steamed up inside an Adam's garage.
Yeah, relatively wavy. And when we were on the way, well, I think it was during the final 10 minutes of the podcast, I got a text. I think I'd alluded to it on a few episodes previously that my missus was pregnant. I won't go into too much of the details, but pretty much I got a text being like, I've been told to go straight to the hospital.
Yeah, we had to drop you there.
Yeah, you and Lucas had to drop me, and it went from us having a great
happy
time being
time,
on
yeah.
cloud nine to
It was very worrying.
absolute abyss. Thankfully, everything was okay.
Yeah.
That was mid-July, and we ended up having the baby end of August. But
Congratulations.
thank you, brother. She's 5 months in a couple of days. Yeah, wow, it goes quick. But because of that, that was kind of a big kind of turned everything upside down, and we had to go in for some scans and stuff in the remaining weeks of the pregnancy, and I just couldn't really get my head in the right space to
No, it's fair
to do
enough.
a podcast, and kind of had to.
I was lazy as well, to be fair.
Had some other priorities, and then obviously after the baby, life was kind of shaken up like a little snow globe, and it's taken a few months to settle back down. But we're there now.
We're moving forward.
Here we are recording. But yeah, it's.
But have you found? Do you know? It was always Brendan Schaub. Now you say it when I used to watch Fire and Kid. Do you know? And he said, "You have a kid, things change. Do you find things in your personal life have changed big time like that?
Very tired.
Have your goals are you more goal oriented?
I'm still waiting for that dad strength to kick in.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that comes because I still feel like a weakling on the mats. But yeah, actually, one thing before I finish off the story with the hospital. Obviously, I was meeting Holly, my missus, at the hospital, and we'd had several beers and maybe some other psychoactive compounds.
Not me, no.
That night.
I only drink and drive.
So me too now. I'm a changed man, but obviously get dropped at the hospital. My missus has been called in with a potential issue with the baby, and I felt like I held it together pretty well. But
I was more worried
when we came out of one of the rooms. There was definitely a slight stumble, and I could see that one of the nurses saw me and just looked at me like, "You are a piece of shit. You've obviously been out getting battered whilst
Your missus
your
in
missus is
in the middle of pregnancy,
7.5 months pregnant, and also having an absolute crisis.
Mare of a time.
I wasn't actually that bad. I think it was more the nerves that got me. But
it's probably stinking of weed.
just made me laugh, man. I was I'm trying to be the best person I can, but it's tough to style this one out. But that was a big reminder. I don't think I really drank again after that because I was in case I needed to be in the car and to give her a lift somewhere. That was the big because when
it kind of bring it back to a bit.
Yeah, the first time it was our first kid, right? So we were planning everything around this due date, which was September 11th. 11th of September, which was the D-Day that the baby was due, and then after those scans and that made me realise that at this point it could come any time now. So I really needed to kind of
dial it in a bit and be more focused
and actually be there for them both. And obviously after the baby comes, everything's kind of automatic.
You're in. I suppose you're in dad mode now, aren't you? You're in parental mode.
Exactly, but
it was like I said to you in the chat. You've prestiged now in adulthood, and you're like, no, I'm now in parenthood.
Call of Duty Prestige. It's like when you lose all your achievements and all your modifications to all your guns and that. It's like, yeah, definitely. I've just lost all of my achievements and all my modifications. I feel like I'm starting from scratch sometimes. I'm so bloody tired of training. But nah, jokes aside, man, you're saying it has my goals changed. Yeah, obviously
it's going to
a lot more family orientated goals, but it's not like.
It's not
it's not really a conscious change. It's kind of like
you have to do it. Like,
yeah,
or what are you going to do?
yeah, like, but you don't even feel like, oh, I've got to do this. It's just this weird, like, obviously
You just naturally do
there's
it.
a massive cognitive shift that you kind of happens automatically, and then you're just like, all right, this is my life now.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
It's all good. My missus is a legend, so training's not taken too big of a hit, to be fair.
No, I'm actually delighted you're back in the evening.
Yeah,
so
so
we've been training more than we ever have.
Yeah, well, since like early blue belt, since I started doing just the mornings and changing I've been trying to be more. I think the big thing was like, I'll happily sack off all of my other pastimes, you know, going to the pub and that, easy to give that up, easy to give that up, going out, you know, other stuff, like I'll even cut back on the lifting and running and stuff, as long as, you know, I'm lucky that I live a minute or two walk away
from the gym.
You know, if you've got the rest of your shit in line, you know, you're there for your family, being a good dad, like finding a few hours a week to just walk up the road to train isn't too.
You're lucky because you don't have to spend that half an hour to and fro as well.
When I lived up north, like that 45-minute drive to training and back, that it becomes a lot harder of a sell then, you know what I mean? You know, for an hour and a half of training, you're out of the house for 3 hours. Whereas here, like,
you'd nearly have to do the double if if there was a double going. But then, like having a kid, you can't be gone away for fucking 2.5, 3 hours,
like
and then
4 hours all evening. But so, like, you know, for me to get an hour and a half training in, I'm out the house for an hour and 40 minutes, pretty much hour and 45 minutes. Like, if we chat a bit, maybe 2 hours tops. But you know, I'm quite lucky. I've been trying to be more. That was the kind of goal after the baby, was like, obviously I took a bit of time off, a week or two, and then gradually introduced 1 session a week and then 2 sessions a week, and now I'm back to 3, but I'm trying to be more efficient. So like before, where I'd do like every day, it didn't matter how many rounds I got, I was just like, I could just go in, I could play around a bit and do, you know, a bit of like, you know, tinkering with different techniques and that. Whereas now I try and make sure I'm picking a class that, if it's not an open mat, then I'll pick a class that's at least an hour and a half. So I can
you get your value for money.
6 or 7 rounds, right? You know, if you think about it, most morning classes you get 3 rounds, right? So if you do 5 mornings a week, you're getting 15 rounds of sparring, and then open mat you might get between 6 and 10. If I do, just counting the Monday to Friday, if now I just do the advanced classes as well, because generally you get the best rolling sparring partners there, so you know you can actually, you know, push yourself a bit more and have people that will like.
I know it's not been long.
To be accountable.
Do you feel like your jiu-jitsu is getting better now because you're going against like I'm not going to say higher, but there's way more higher. Like there's a lot more purple and black.
Yeah, I definitely feel like
on the mat in the evenings.
I definitely feel like I'm working harder.
Yeah, it is harder work. Like
like you do more rounds. Like I was saying, even if I just do two classes, most of them you get 6 or 7 rounds. So if I do that hour and a half and get 6 or 7 rounds in each, I'm getting like, you know, 14 rounds, which is the same as I would have got every morning of the week. So you know,
so you're doing less time,
and the drilling that you're doing at when in the drilling segment of the class, when you do that, generally there's more variety of techniques. You're like,
you might get 2 or 3 techniques instead of 1 or 2.
And the type of techniques you're getting, there's more variety, because the morning class is always a mixed level class. It's a similar curriculum that it comes back around. It's a shorter curriculum, right? It comes around more often. Whereas the advanced class, like yesterday we were doing twisters, which is like something.
I'm actually walking funny now.
Like, you know, which I wouldn't say. I don't think that's ever going to.
I'm like someone that got penetrated last night. Like the way I'm walking actually today.
Maybe both. But yeah, it's not something that will. That was not something that would have come up at a morning class ever. No. So we got probably about 20 minutes, half an hour of drilling, and then
it was 45 minutes,
which is class.
It's unbelievable. I love it. I'm broke up from it today though.
And I definitely noticed the change of intensity. I know, obviously, like my first class back to an evening was like, it was the second week we'd been home with a baby. I was completely delirious at that point. Like I was off work with paternity leave, and like
we were just in robot mode.
We were barely sleeping, and then I went back to an evening class where like a lot of chickens were coming home. People that I've been beating up for years were like, he's back at the evenings now and he looks tired. And I remember there was one round, I can't remember who it was with, like, but someone who normally I'd do all right against, like, just absolutely battered me. Like, not get loads of subs, but like I was on bottom mount, like just getting fucking roughed up for the whole round. And I remember I looked up at Dom and was like, I got a lot of these chickens coming home to roost, haven't I? And he was like, yep.
There's people there going, oh, he's back.
He's like, you give it out, you're going to have to take it at some point. And
I just had the worst night last night. Like,
I saw your rant on, we'll get into that in a minute, your new content king, Michael O'Donnell.
Yeah, trying to drive views here, basically. And fuck it, like, why not? It's fair and iron, though. Trying to put yourself out there. I don't want to ever turn on the light in the car at night. Don't want to be that guy. But yeah, I thought the Euros one was hilarious, and it didn't get half enough traction as it was. But
that's the thing with all of that sort of content, though. Like,
I don't think you can get up or down about it. Like,
it's mining for gold. You know,
you just
what
have
I
to put it all out, and then eventually it's going to pick up. I think because it's like
the same with some of when you used to do the only ones I can think of are Raspberry 8, but you used to do those kind of humorous
the memes,
meme GIF short things, and it's like those, you know, you couldn't pick rhyme or reason. I think some of the ones that were the funniest didn't get much traction, and then you get one or two that
I think you
get
just
reshared, and it snowballs from there.
You have to be consistent with it, and I'm not like the podcast when we were at our height. Like it's when we were consistency was at its highest, and it's like if you're just constant all the time, it'll all come together. No, you mightn't take off and become rich and famous and whatever, but like you will. You know, it's nice to look. You do the same thing. We look at the app and you see how many people listen, and it's nice. Like,
yeah.
You know, like who wanted to listen to us talk shit back? You know what I mean?
It's more than you think, though. Like, regularly we'll be at an open mat and someone will be like, "Oh yeah, I'm a fan of the
Some
podcast."
random fella came up to us at the
cool.
well, not random, but Ryan is his name, I think.
And Ryan.
He came up to us at
from
like
Andy Roberts, right?
Yeah. He was at RGA Marlow.
Yeah, that's where we bumped into him. Where's his normal gym? Is it Andy Roberts?
No, he's from RGA Marlow. I know that Ryan fairly well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so I thought it was because he wasn't wearing the kit. I thought they all had to wear the kit unless they were drop-ins.
I could be wrong. He's brown belt, that fella, yeah.
Yeah, and we're talking about the same guy,
right,
but like,
sorry.
I
yeah, sure, that's just my head, isn't it? But
it's classic, really.
But he was like, oh, is that your podcast? And I was like, yeah. And I said, the man over there, I'm pointing at you. I said, there's that fella, he's in it with me as well. I said, our podcast, like. And he's like, oh yeah. He said, I messaged you a few times. And I messaged so many people messaged me in DMs. Like, I'm just constantly talking to fellas, like, in DMs.
Just constantly talking to the boys.
The boys. But, yeah, no, so it's kind of cool, like, you know. And, but, yeah, I'm still waiting for you to do a video on that as well.
We'll get an edit.
We got
some footage. I was like,
I actually have some
this week I thought I'd prioritise actually getting an episode done, because
you
know, it's like this is my evening off this week, so I thought I'd get an episode done. If I don't train tomorrow, I'll get an edit done. Otherwise, I'll do it over the weekend. But yeah, that would be a cool little. I was going to talk about it at the end, but we've kind of brought it up now. Like, I'm sure I've trained at nicer gyms, but I can't remember when. It's probably the nicest facility I've ever been to in terms of jiu-jitsu and martial arts in general, to be honest.
Like, what I love is a shower. If you have a shower in your gym, I love it, because I can be clean leaving the place. There's not worse than, especially because we always travel.
You set a very low bar.
No, because we always travel to go to an open mat. So, like, when there's a
you
shower
feel about
there,
a
at least
hose
you can sit back in the.
If they hosed you off in the street.
As long as it's summer, I'll probably be down with it, like, you know. But then, like, toilets or everything's just span new and clean, like, so it's not not like the ceiling falling in.
Only opened the second half of last year, didn't it?
Yeah, Ross Kemp was there for opening it or something.
Of course, yeah. Look,
I think he's something to do with it, actually. He's
does he do jiu-jitsu?
Supposedly like years ago or something, but he's friends with the owner or something, I think, or something like that.
So. I know that the owner's like, is that Paul Busby?
I think he's actually followed the page.
Surname is definitely Busby.
He reshared the thing I put up as well for the away day. Like,
well, I'll let him in the comments and stuff. I should have done a bit more research on this before, but like,
to be honest, man,
time's tight. But yeah, he is like a lifelong. He's from Marlow and like lifelong martial artist. So it's kind of like, I saw an article on it in like one of the local papers where it's like, this is like kind of my tribute to both Marlow and to martial arts, and it's like, you know, it's like, honestly, just to describe it, you come in and you've got like a proper reception desk, a little cafe area with like members seating, like
iPad
drinks,
out
food,
as well, like.
Yeah, like iPad on the front desk. You've got the downstairs mat space is like bigger than most gyms you go to. It's like big L shape. They've got bags. They've got loads of Thai boxing.
They do a lot of kickboxing.
They run an MMA class program out there. They run a kickboxing program out there. They run a jiu-jitsu program, kids programs for all of that. Upstairs, you've got, again, a mat space that's probably bigger than most gyms you visit. Yeah. That's like a dedicated, like, I think they do most of the jiu-jitsu upstairs, and then the downstairs is the striking and stuff. But
yeah, I had nothing good to say about it when we went there first, because it was like, yeah, everything's fancy. But it was me and Bobby went, I went to the open mat, and
To
Joseph
be fair,
Chen.
you did go at the same time as the Joseph Chen.
Joseph Chen was doing a seminar, but I thought like, open mat. But like nobody there does the open mat that's available downstairs. They all do it after the leg lock class, and I think like that's just the thing that we learned on the day. Because if we had left earlier than that, I would have just bailed. Like, but then it turned out into being one of the best days.
Yeah, it was class. Like the level of the room was fantastic. There were like lots of higher belts, and like everyone was very technical and very
and
welcoming roles. Like,
nobody trying to kill you either.
That's what I mean. All the roles were a nice technical learning pace. No one was going like absolutely like.
I was chatting shit, like, so I was in my element, and people weren't like going, what the fuck? Well, maybe they were, but they were being nice.
They didn't vocalise it.
They were like, shut the fuck up and roll.
Yeah, like when we got there, they were like, oh no, we'll just book onto the open mat, and then they're like, oh, you sure you don't want to go to the leg lock class? You can book on and join late. And we were like, no, we'll just do open mat. And then they kind of gave us a
6 square meters,
a quarter of a quarter. It was like not even 6 square meters, probably like maybe it felt like 6 square foot. And it was just the three of us that could have just gone to the gym at the top of our road, or top of my road, and like had a session.
Yeah, I remember like I was actually vocally beating the place down, and then the girl came up from reception and goes, yeah, the class is finished above, you can go up and join that open mat because people aren't going to come down, so you might as well go up. And then we went up there, and I was like, it's kind of like judge a book by its cover thing. Like, I should have just kept my reservations.
The place was so nice, I couldn't judge it, and like the fact that we've turned up on a day when no one's training isn't their fault. Like, that was kind of my opinion. I was like, we better make the best of a bad situation here. So like, as different parts of the kickboxing class closed down, it was like like in a video game where your map expands. It's like, oh, we got a bit more space, we can roll it. But there were only 3 of us, right? So we all wanted to get some work in, like not knowing whether we were even going to get an open mat. So we were like, we've come in now, so we should train.
We did about 45 minutes,
so
3 minutes.
We just put on a round robin, like I call it a round robin timer, where you've got 3 minutes with no break, and then one person does 2 rounds. Like, so you just switch every 3 minutes. So like, you'll be in for 6 minutes, you'll get 3 minutes break, and you'll have 2 partners within that 6 minutes. And we probably had that on a rotation, I think, for
long enough anyway.
Yeah, I think we did.
Apologies for everyone listening to me rooting
around in a bag. I think we did 4 full rounds, so that's going to be four lots of 9 minutes, and then we did like a partial one. So
what'd you say, 4 rounds?
We did 4 full rotations of the 9 minutes.
Oh,
so like where
so 36 minutes.
Yeah, plus a bit. So I think we did about 40. I think we did about 40 minutes of rolling.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then they came downstairs and were like, oh, you're welcome to join upstairs. And all of us were like,
bollocks.
We've overcooked it a little bit here, boys. Like, we were all like absolutely dead at that point.
I was like, I can't wait to go there fresh.
But then when I saw everyone rolling upstairs, I was considering, like, when downstairs, I was like, I don't know if I've got it in me. But then by the time you've like said your hellos and that, you've got a bit of water in you, you're like, this is too good a mat to miss. And it was one of those where I remember I kept coming up to you and being like, Mike, I think I'm done. I'm going to go down and shower. And then someone would be like, you don't fancy one more round, do you? Or someone would catch my eye from across the mat, and I'd be like,
yeah.
Oh, go on then.
I told my missus like I'd be home at 12:30, and I think it was 3:30 when we rocked in, or it was 2:30 or something.
I definitely can't train like that regularly though. I felt like I'd been hit by a car the next day. It was like like when you've competed and you've had like a big bracket, and you're like, the next day I was like,
well, I wouldn't know anything about a big bracket. I'm a one and done type of dude. I just say yeah. Speaking of that, like I'm actually looking at IBJJF London, because there's only one guy in my weight class, and he's
lumpy though, isn't it?
He's Kieran Ward, like the fellow who won the rash guard from the competition. So I do be DMing him nearly every day of the week.
When we put the photo up, I looked different.
Yeah, he's like, you don't sound how you look.
I was like, I speak with the confidence of a haired man. So I knew it. I knew it straight away. When people say, like, oh, you don't look like I thought you would, it's like, you thought I had hair, didn't you? That's the only thing. Like, and when you picture someone, I mean, that you've never met, how often are you picturing them in that much detail?
Maybe they thought you were black. Why are you being so racist for?
Maybe.
Maybe they thought you were non-binary. Why are you being...
Who says I'm not?
Sorry. I didn't mean to misgender you. But
yeah, so... Yeah, he messaged off the back of one of the selfies from that open mat, and I was like, oh, yeah. He won one of the rash guards in the comp, did he?
Yeah, I threw up a thing saying, look, I'll give out a free rash guard for whatever. I can't remember. I said, just comment, and I'll pick 1 to 20 the comments. And he was the number. And then I sent it across to him, and Customs actually had it for like about 2 weeks. Then they sent it back to England then they sent it back to Ireland, then they sent it back to England, and then eventually he got it. So
Yeah.
it took him about 6 weeks
Oh,
to
he's
get
out
a
in
rash
Ireland?
guard. What?
Is he in Ireland?
Yeah. He's in the
okay.
East Coast Jiu-Jitsu, I think. I think it's Darrell O'Connell's place.
Oh, he trains at Darrow's place, because I was going to say, I recognise the name
I
of
think
that
it's
gym.
ECC. I could be
Yeah,
wrong
no,
now.
that sounds right.
Oh no, it's Northside Jiu-Jitsu. One of the two. I don't know. I can't remember.
All right.
Anybody who knows me knows
I'm pretty sure Darrow's place is East Coast. I'm just going to double check that now.
But I'm saying because he has North. When I made the rash guard for him, because I said, look, I had a rash guard there, and he said, oh, I want that one, and I was like, I don't have that in the size for you, but I have a Michael Collins one, and he goes, oh, I'll take the Michael Collins one, and I said, you know what, I'm doing an order of rash guards anyway. I'll just make you a personalised one, and I made him a personalised rash guard, like so.
Okay, he's at Northside.
Yeah, I think he's at Northside. Yeah, because he said he wanted Northside on the sleeves.
But the Northside coach is one of East Coast Jiu-Jitsu's black belts. So,
I know nothing.
so it's the same lineage. So you were...
I know nothing about. Yeah,
he's in Dublin. Yeah, that's why I thought that.
He's in Dublin. He's in Dublin.
You're too honest. You're too honest. I'd have played that out and be like, oh yeah, that's a cool.
I just knew he wasn't on the west side. You know, he wasn't thrown up the. He was
West
thrown east instead. I don't know, something like that.
Gang signs. Oh, Ali G special.
Well, I think he teaches or he teaches a class on a Saturday or Sunday, I think, as well.
What, Kieran?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I see that because he
he messaged you being like, Ken's going to batter me now, isn't he? It was like, I don't know if I could if I tried.
Yeah, he just recently got his purple belt as well, I think.
Maybe.
So
maybe
I mean, I recently got my purple belt, so I'm like, we're the same weight, you know. We just recently got our belts. As long as someone else doesn't join the bracket, I'm all in to have one match and go home, win or lose. Like, but I have to register with IBJJ.
It's lumpy because you don't. It's like 100 and whatever quid to register for the event.
Well, how much do I have to pay to register with IBJJ?
Then you also have to pay you 40 quid a year to be a registrar of them. Like, and then they send Dom an email, and Dom says, yes, he is one of mine. So he might disown you at that point.
It's his one chance to actually do it.
No.
He's like, the student who just always goes for guillotines for no reason isn't my student. He's just a Ronin that wanders the wasteland.
From everywhere and nowhere. It's just,
all at once.
It's just this Irish fella that turned up at my gym and won't leave.
Excuse me. But
I gave you the Paddy treatment. It's like, if I give him a purple, he might leave. It's Benny that got that.
Jesus, Benny's getting strays.
Benny catching strays.
Yeah, so like I
So you're gonna when's the one?
It's in February.
That's what I was gonna say.
Because I was actually off.
Because there's two every year, isn't there? There's one that's in the first half of the year and one that's in the second half.
I think it's 21st of February, but I'm not actually. I'm kind of off the drink. I know, like this doesn't look like it, but I just had a really stressful day at work, and let's record a podcast and grab 4 cans of Strongbow to have it. But I was thinking, like, I'm going to try and do some big competitions this year, and try and put it, because the drink is just, as I said to you, like, unless it's going to be like I'm trying to knock it during the week, I call this an event. So, and 2 cans is anything. But like I used to have a couple of cans after training, fucking 3 nights a week, like, and then we'd have a few pints on a Sunday, and I'd have cans on a Saturday, or else I'd go out with my missus, like. So I'm going to try and knock all that in the head.
So I'm drinking a lot less, obviously, with the kid and that now, and like something I noticed.
Is that 0%?
No.
Thank God. Jesus.
I'm not going to. I'll just have some. I'm not going to be drinking a Guinness. It's a 0%.
Yeah,
I love Guinness, but part of the charm is alcoholic. Like, I get a J2O or something and have something fruity if I want a non-alcoholic drink. Yeah. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, the thing I noticed that, like, I probably got too accustomed to when we were doing it regularly was having a few pints after a training session.
It's nice.
Puts you side, like, because now I've got actual responsibilities. Like, I think I used to just come home and just veg out and fucking mong on the sofa for the rest of the evening. But like not yesterday, sorry, Sunday when we trained, like we had a couple of pints on the way home.
Yeah.
And then like having to actually get on with my life after that was like just. I might as well have gone out and had 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was that.
No, when you train so hard, and then you have like 3 pints, it does send you sideways. Because then when you go home, you're just like, oh, the weekend's gone now. Yeah. I don't want to get up after sitting in the couch after that, like, because it's harder. It's harder than any workout, especially because it's all sparring. It's not going there doing a bit of technique, 4 or 5 rounds. Like, you're going in, you're getting 6-7 rounds. And like we had 40 minutes of rounds,
40 minutes of rounds,
followed by 30 minutes of rounds.
30 minutes and more rounds. Yeah,
you know, and
were they 6-minute timer they had in there?
I think it was 5, but for some reason it used beep every 2.5 minutes. Because I noticed it beeping, like. And
some of that was I'd left my phone on from the timer downstairs. People kept when I was in that side of the gym, people kept looking up like is that the timer? And I was like, no, it's just my phone. They're like, why is there another timer on your phone? And like, because I've downloaded some dodgy timer app because I was in the gym and I was, we need a timer. So I just downloaded timer.
And it was just running
and
in the background.
And I closed it. Like, I closed the app, but because it was that dodgy, spooky thing I'd found in the moment, like in a rush.
It was still going off.
It was still just going off. So eventually I just turned my phone off and was like, I can't be distracting my own rounds and everyone else's. But yeah, I think that was... it took a toll, but that's part of the reason I've added the open mats into my regular weekly training schedule now. 2 advanced classes and an open mat.
Open mat is fantastic. Like
I think you do get, I don't know.
You get what you want.
We've had this a lot recently, but like, maybe I will progress slower than someone who drills a lot, right? But
who are you talking about?
You like no, but like you know what I mean. Like I understand there's an argument for drilling and stuff, and like I'm not even going to go down the CLA route because I don't want to.
Upset.
I don't want to get into that debate. We'll bring Luke on and have that debate in depth. If we'll have someone who's actually read the materials and has a bit more of an idea of it.
And teaches it. He teaches it.
But for me, what's going to keep me training is enjoying training at the end of the day. So like, especially now I've got limited time to do stuff. Like I'm going to focus on making training as enjoyable as possible.
Yeah.
To keep me going back, right? I might, if all I did was roll, I might progress more slowly than someone who does a good mix of drilling and rolling. But for me, that will be more enjoyable, which means I will keep wanting to go back and do more of it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that's...
It's like you can, if you force yourself to do something because for the benefit of your jiu-jitsu...
Man, it's me playing guard. When I started playing guard, I did it for like 6, 7 weeks.
And then you start hating jiu-jitsu.
I started hating jiu-jitsu.
And it's like, I don't want to go.
Yeah, and then I didn't play, and then I stopped playing it altogether, which I shouldn't have done. I should have tried to keep it up. But like the way I got annihilated in the class last night with leg locks, it put a sour taste in my mouth.
And you were in a foul mood. I remember I was trying to at the end of the class I was like trying to show this lockdown escape, and I was like, Mike, just put me in lockdown, and it was like, did it once, and then I was like, just do it again. You're like, get off me! It's like, you're like, get off me! I've had enough today. It's like, wow, he's really.
Yeah, I did bite. Yeah, sorry.
He's really done.
I actually got tapped like fucking every round I had with everyone. I don't know. I think I hit one submission last night. I'm not sure. And I know like people say it's not the game if you get submitted. Like fuck off, right? We all go in there to want to get submissions. Yeah, and you want to tap people you've never tapped before. Or have really good rounds against someone that always gives you a hard
you give somebody a Rubik's Cube. It's like, is the fun just turning it randomly, or is the fun getting it to match up? Because for me, like jiu-jitsu is a game, right? And the way you win or succeed in that game is by solving.
If jiu-jitsu is a Rubik's Cube, I'm starting Muay Thai, like, because that's just going straight in the bin and I'm going to whatever. Something that's like not playing footsie with your something that's not. I mean, I don't think jiu-jitsu is athletic. Because, like, if you ask me to play football, like, or anything, like, rubbish like that, I'd just be like, no.
I was explaining that there's a lad at work who's a kickboxer who, he actually knows quite a few people. Like, he knows Asim, he knows... He knows Hamza from One Mission, the new gym here.
Is he one of the brothers?
He's from Slough, the fella that I work with.
His brothers adjacent.
Yeah, brothers. Yeah, he is one of the brotherhood, for sure. But we were talking about it today, and he was talking...
Can I say that?
We said it, so here's what it is. Wait till we get to the viewer questions, Michael. And viewer, listener.
Excuse me.
No, it's viewers now, isn't it? But yeah, I was saying, and the thing with jiu-jitsu, the way that the jiu-jitsu that I'm doing now is more like a chess match than it is a fight, right? When you start doing inversions and stuff, like things that you're never really going to have a real world application in an actual like scrap. It's like whereas kickboxing, no matter how high level you get, it always has that resemblance to a real world scrap. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whereas jiu-jitsu, and maybe the problem is the jiu-jitsu I choose to do. Told you it goes to the head.
You funny.
Told you it goes to the head quick now. But yeah, the jiu-jitsu that I choose to do, maybe that's the problem with it. But what I was saying was like it's very much about techniques and people having counters and responses to your techniques rather than like, beating the fuck out of each other.
Yeah, I'm more the beat the fuck out of each other type of jiu-jitsu, but I don't. I think
I have leg locked 700 times.
Yeah, but like that. But to be fair, I played guard like for ages, and I was like, I don't know why. I think it's because I got like submitted about 4 times, and like, right, usually
today's already a write-off, so I might as well try and play some cards.
Yeah, why? Like I literally just like put my foot in his hip and got leg locked instantly. And then I tried to do like single leg X, and I actually, our coach Dom was there, and I goes, Dom, look at me, I'm playing guard, and just got something in straight away after.
Like,
I was just like,
did you say something?
Yeah, he didn't even know. He's like, did you say something? I was like,
get the
never
joke.
mind. And he said, what did you say? And I was like, I was playing guard, and he was like, how'd that work out? I said, yeah, I tapped.
Fantastic.
So yeah, going to be more of no guard playing and guillotines for the future, I think.
But yeah, and that's it. Like I think, like the thing is, like
But you know what the worst thing is?
none of us are making money off this. It should be fun.
Yeah,
then
but
if you're doing a jiu-jitsu,
imagine when you're that guy that has a high level belt, and like there's white belts passing your guard, and then I'm like, I know, like, because we've had this conversation before, and I think it actually needs to be brought up every time you bring up a belt, that there are levels in belts. Like,
and there's levels in individual positions as well, though. You know what I mean? It's like you might have got your purple belt from having a savage top game, good passing game, good stand up and take. The thing is, bruv, like, you know, we're both purple belts, right? And I cannot score a takedown on you ever. I don't see a feasible. I can sweep you, but I don't see a feasible world. In which
I even like
in which
I was
could
giving you good matches before, and like you were saying about the kid when you came back tired, I was like, I'm not even going to give him my best now, because I'm not going to have an excuse. Because for those that might not have tuned in or anything, I've never tapped Ken. We're training together fucking 3 or 4 years, and I've never once tapped
every
him.
time you say this, I'd never say it myself, but every time somebody says it,
it's under my skin, and I would never. I even said to one of the lads, I said,
with the sun mirror.
I said to one of the lads,
that's how I feel.
I said to one of the lads, I said, I think I could have got Ken last night if I turned it up a bit, and I was like, but I didn't want to. Like when I get him, I don't want to.
When I was fresh back from the baby,
I felt like. And
I felt that was one of the chickens that was going to come home to roost.
And I was like, there's no way I'm doing it then. Because, like, I'm not having stolen valor on my part. Like, it's like, yeah, well, I just had a kid. Because you can't argue with someone saying, yeah, I haven't trained properly. I've been sleepless. Have you had? And then, like, it's like, no,
like,
all right, okay.
I've been fasting.
Yeah. It's like, what do I do to equal that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I was going to say, though, like you know.
Excuse me.
You never. There's one part of it is you never know really the round that somebody's giving you, right? You might have a really good round against someone, and it might.
And you caught me sweet yesterday. I can't remember what's an air bar.
It was a Choi bar setup, but then switched to a Kimura because Dom.
Oh, you got me Kimura. Yeah, he told you.
Dom told me where to put the pressure on, because I would have just focused on ripping your arm out, and he was like, no, switch.
Yeah, you put the leg on the back of the head and pushed me down.
Pushed the head down, and I was like, oh, then the arm.
Once my arm literally went when my head went down.
Yeah, Kimura.
I'm getting Kimura a lot lately. A lot.
Keep your elbows tight.
Yeah, it's and you know what people love to do is my style of passing. They love to attack that arm, because I like to wrap over and under.
Yeah.
And like they love to go for that arm, and sometimes I don't mind because I'm not soft. Like I can generally like beat the strength of another person, but some people are catching me lately, and I'm like, I need to start taking vitamins or something. It's like, how did your arm beat my arm? In the fucking, do you know what I mean? I need to get back on it. Like to be fair, like my first 4 months into jiu-jitsu, I like definitely was carrying residue off being 93 kilos and fucking juiced.
And that was the worst you've ever been.
How do you mean?
At jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, as I suppose brand new white belt.
Yeah.
Imagine what happens if I was juiced and trend up now.
Yeah.
I just can't do
probably
it.
Exactly the same.
I actually couldn't even. I haven't taken. Loads of people send me BPC memes because like I talked about taking it, and it's like I haven't taken it in like about 8 months, because I'd say I just ran out of needles there at one point and I never bought them because like I just can't be arsed to stab myself with a needle. But then at the same time, I'm not going to take a fucking tablet, because like fuck tablets. They've never done anything that's ever a tablet. All they do is the only tablets I ever took was Superdrol, and I can't remember the other one. And they just hair loss. So if you see any fella going around and he's ultimately strong and he's just missing it there, it might not just be the family genetics. Because like my family, well, one side of my family have all that, but my mother's side of the family, hair, like everyone has hair. And I had that.
You normally get the baldness from your mum's side as well if you've got it.
No, they're all fucking fine heads of hair. And that's why my hair is short now as well, because really. I can't rock hair and have a big solar panel on the back. Like it's not.
My heart bleeds for you, bruv.
I actually want to.
Been bald since I was
when
in my mid-20s.
When it's summertime, I'm going to do a Ken on it. I'm going to Mac 3 it like I used to. I'm going to leave the beard and see what it looks like. And if I don't like the lot, the beard's coming off as well. And I'm just
This
going
summer.
yeah.
You're still here.
Once there's a
good,
bit of
man.
heat, yeah.
Good to witness it.
You love trying
Good to witness it. Join the club. Join the club. But yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry. While you were on hiatus, I trained after we'd recorded, I was back home. July.
You've been on a tear. You did I kind of got a minimum amount of training in just at a home gym because of baby responsibilities and just trying to
be a good person,
keep a bit of training together whilst focusing on my new priorities. And then I just remember you were training like all over the shop. Like you were going like
I was in RGA Henley.
Yeah, you're going away days like locally. Then you did a couple of holidays where you were training hard on those, and you started doing all this content on your own. I was like, "Has he forgotten about me?"
No, it's just like I had to do something because I was going to buy once. It was actually our coach said to you should buy these mics, and then you sent it to me, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm going to buy them." And then
Did you say that to me?
What? He said I needed. He sent it to you,
message. Yeah.
And I was like,
good memory.
That's
unlike you.
It's so weird. It's jiu-jitsu adjacent, I suppose. So for some reason, it takes priority over stuff that actually matters. But
pushing the valuable stuff out.
Because I told you, I'm a 1984 model. Like I only came with 32 gigs of fucking memory. Not like your 1 terabyte. And it's been drugs and alcohol have seriously taken a toll over my youth. But sorry, ma'am, if you're listening, watching. But yeah, so Split was one of the coolest places I've actually went to train jiu-jitsu. I can't remember.
Was it like a warehousey gym?
It was like a rundown, like Eastern European. If you imagine you're going into like a rundown warehouse kind of place,
like an old industrial.
Like you're walking up through it and it's all concrete, and you're like, am I walking through a car park? And then you just walk in this door, and there's like white mats everywhere, bags hanging as well. They have a full gym inside. The coach there was
like a lifting gym as well as
like in the back, but I never seen it because I never went in that far. And the only reason I know about it is, when I finished the class, or they did the warm up that all these Spanish people love to do. I say Spanish, but they're Eastern European. But it was the same thing.
Like the same as what you experienced in Spain. So
Spain, yeah. Oh man, like why are we warming up for 50 minutes? We're doing planks, side planks. Like me, like I'm fucking Jesus Christ, like, and I was just there going, what?
I was even need an explain. I was Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was like 30 minutes, and I was going like, because it was like 2-minute timers, and like we're doing like 15x, and I was like, what the fuck are we gonna do jiu-jitsu? And then actually you had great rounds, and one of the guys.
But was it a class or just
it was a class
with a horrendous warm up?
No, it was a class, and then afterwards, like there was really good rounds, but they were doing gi and no gi on the one mat, so there was one guy in the gi, and he was teaching like gi over there, and then there was no gi being taught over here, and it was actually class. Your man was so sound, because I messaged him and said thanks, and I said, look, I want to buy a t-shirt or something, support the place. And he goes, no, you paid the fee or whatever, I'll give you a thing. And I said, no, look, here's a few quid. But, because I think you should always support places like that when you go there. Was it like
an affiliation you recognised, or was it just a little independent gym?
This is terrible. It's I can't remember. I posted it anyway. But it was in Split anyway, and the black belt was sound, because I messaged him and I said, look, I might come back, my missus, because you're on holiday with your missus, you can't do all jiu-jitsu, like, and classes are hard to me. And he goes, see, I won't say exactly where, right, but he told me where they keep the key to the gym, and he said I can go in on my own if I want.
It's Jiu-Jitsu BD Split on Instagram. I just want to give him a shout out.
BD
it just says Jiu-Jitsu Academy Split.
Like a really good gym. If you're around Split, like, I couldn't find any other options.
They're Alliance black belts, yes. Yeah,
Alliance,
it is a bit. So it's part like a black belts of a big affiliation.
But he was like, the key is in this area of this abandoned fucking industrial estate type of area. So if you want to go in on your own,
and to have that level of trust from like you've met the man for an hour.
And he said, if there might be some guys in the mat at 12 o'clock, but if they're not there, you can just go in the back and use the gym, and like that's how I know there's a gym in the back. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause even though I didn't see it.
Oh, it's through like a separate room.
Yeah, because there was another room in the back. Because
Yeah.
you walk through, like you walk in past the mats, and then to the change rooms behind that.
Did it have
and
showers and everything?
Yeah, man, loads of showers. Yeah, really good. Yeah. I say showers are my number one thing. Like I wanted to do
Because that one in Morocco I went to, they had, I don't know if I mentioned it when I talked about it on the pod, but they had a shower, but it was like a single shower in a cupboard with no light.
But you know what? I respect that because they went to the effort of putting it in. Even if it was
I think it was already there. It was like
even if you had to hand pump the fucking water,
it was like
or if
old,
it was a bucket
like
that you just turned down with a
old school
rope.
Moroccan building, so it had like even the old a building that like has been turned into a flats or in this case into a gym. Like they've still got like loads of really nice tile work there. So it was like you felt like you were working like a little Turkish bath, and it's like
except no big Turkish man to abuse the life out of you. Have you ever been to Turkish bath before?
No.
Oh man, I went to one when I was like 19 or 20.
Okay.
And there was like
sure you want to talk about this?
There's like a big load of marble all the way around in a circle, and you go into there's hot water and cold water, and then they put you on the slab, and one fella just kind of greases you up with all this oil, and then he literally catches you by the ankle and like the shoulder and slides you onto the next fella, and the next fella just beats the absolute shit out of you, and then slides you back to him. And he beats the shit out of you, and then they tell you go over there into that corner, and then
miles away from jiu-jitsu.
And then they just throw a bucket of cold water on you, and it's roasting in there. So you're like, what the fuck?
This isn't miles away from the experience.
But you know what? Felt fantastic after it, which was weird.
Hey, you did. You're finally honest with who you are, Michael.
I was actually expecting with the last video I posted.
I feel fantastic, and I'm wrecked.
I've just been felt up by a man. But yeah, I was expecting to get more slack off you on the last video I posted because I said if you're a man who trains jiu-jitsu, and I used that dude who's like, this is a non-binary trans, blah, 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 blah.
I didn't know who that was. I just saw you used...
oh, you didn't see him do the video?
You used the Francois...
You use him as a guy who doesn't do jiu-jitsu. He's one of my favourite people. He is a K20 swap jazz. So like,
I adored all the videos about that where they got the engine swap done on that.
I have I'll actually give a shout out to on Instagram. He's called Kent Ronan, or Ronan Kent. He's a fella I used to talk to when I was doing powerlifting. I've never met, but I've been talking to him for about fucking 8 years, and he done a piss take of the train's coming and being your man. He stuck the phone up over his head, and the train goes. He goes, in a few minutes, the 242 from whatever he just took the piss is going to be past them. This train passed, and then just coincidentally, as he was making the video, another train, and he goes, "Oh, look, another one!" And he's like, "Oh," and he has the thing like with the thing on. He's going, "Oh," and he goes, "Beep your horn, you cunt!" And it's one of the funniest videos, like from someone just making. But he's back doing kickboxing and stuff. He's actually.
Oh, you know him from your lifting days, not?
Yeah, but he done MMA when
Circle of Juice Monkeys you were part of.
But he actually done MMA when no one was doing MMA and had a good amateur record, and like Michael Bisping like came down and done a seminar with him when he was in the UFC, like before he was like he was doing it back in the day before anyone, and like I always used to slag him off because our whole chat like was
just slag it.
toxic. Like I used to get pissed up then, and it hurt my feelings when I wasn't able for it. So I left the chat a few years ago, probably for my mental health. But they were all good lads. Like I still keep in touch with some of them on Instagram, just not in that chat because it was just horrendous. But it's he's back doing kickboxing now. Like, and Mick Hall has a gym in Kent, and he's like a BJJ black belt for however many years. Like, do you know what I mean? He has like a good, he'd be well known around that area, like, it's his gym. And it's like, it's cool when you go into something like martial arts, and then you connect with people a bit more again, like, because people give you a bit of respect, like when they know.
Yeah.
Because like people think, oh, jiu-jitsu, you're rolling on the floor.
And that was the guy I was chatting to today at work. Actually, was like he was talking to another guy I know that boxes, that's been doing some classes with him, and he's like, I've hurt. Like, he was talking to me, he's like, I've hurt my neck, and I was like, oh, you need to teach Hamza how to break fall. He's like, he's never grappled before in his life. And then like we had a laugh about it, and then I was like, so where do you train? And he was like, mentioned like Asim and some people like that, and I was like, oh, I know them. And he was like, oh, he's like, what belt are you? And I was like, oh, I'm purple. He's like, oh, so you've been training? And instantly you could see, he's like, oh, you're not just some kid that likes martial arts. It's like you.
We had a big.
I'm referring to myself as a kid, very, very relaxed as a 30. But you know when you can tell when someone's like, oh, actually you're about this. You're not like you actually are. You don't just dabble. You actually enjoy training and stuff like that. And it kind of gives you that connection. The same reason probably that the guy in Split offered you his gym keys after knowing you for less
like all of 1 hour,
2 hours. Like,
but
good segue back to the topic. I'm sure.
No, I had the same. I had the same thing at work, and like we were doing a lot of the work, and they brought in these guys on an evening shift just to come in and just smash out a load of work. And this Polish guy just ran over to me, and because like he seen my ear, like I don't know what it is about Polish lads' ears. They can see you. If you were 10 miles away, he'd know you did jiu-jitsu. He goes, "What do you do? You box? You kickbox?"
Thought it was a
and I said,
pierogi.
and I goes,
He ran over there for a dumpling.
He'd take a bite anyway. But he goes, "What do you do?" And I go, I do jiu-jitsu. And he goes, "Oh fuck me! What belt are you?" And I goes, "I'm only purple belt and some shit one." He just grabbed some other big fucker beside him. See him? You don't fuck with him. He's a purple belt. He'll fuck you up. And I was like, please leave me alone. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be wrestling in the car park and getting the shit kicked out of me.
Please don't make me prove this.
No, see, that's the thing. Do you know what? Just on that point when you said, make me prove this. Do you know the way, like, we'd say, people say, like, oh, you're a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. You'd be dangerous, like, to fight, like, or whatever. I have no confidence. I have no confidence in my skills in a street fight.
You can actually take people down. Think how I feel.
But you use box.
As a guard
you know how to throw a punch.
As a guard puller, having to be like.
I'd be like.
People will regularly be like.
Closing my fist with the thumb inside.
Will be like, show me something, and it's like, well, how? Am I gonna have to explain what guard is to you first?
Well, to be fair, like my takedown is a single leg, like so.
Yeah, but you're good at getting onto it.
I bait a front head and then get a single. Like it's kind of. I shouldn't be giving away all the like.
All your secrets. Don't worry, they're not that secret.
They're not that secret. Yeah, everybody does.
You do them all the time.
Yeah. It's like, and then I look at your leg, like I'm obviously going to go for your leg. So if I look at your arm, if I'm going to go, he's like, oh, he's looking at my arm there for about 3 seconds. I think he's going to try and arm drag me.
The art of misdirection. It's like, no, you can't be going for that leg, otherwise he wouldn't be looking at it so intently. He's obviously trying to bait something else. So yeah, split. You just trained once when you were out there in the end.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So you got what, a class? Do you remember? You got a class and some rolls.
Yeah, I got some good rolls.
Was it a decent
I actually
level
I got tapped by I think a white belt. Yeah, he was going to break my foot, but I had a roll with a couple of guys then, and it looked like they were kind of looking after me. And do you know, I think I just said my purple belt then, did I? Yeah, and I just felt
you must have, because it was since our last recording.
I felt like an
imposter.
I should have came in my blue belt. I should have just said I was a blue belt.
Should have just brought a white belt for the travels, mate.
And that young fella then that did tap me, he said his brother that year had won world championships as a purple belt. I think it was worlds, maybe it was Euros, but he won either worlds or Euros. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to do it this year. Like, he's my brother, and I'm going to follow in his footsteps. And I was like, yeah, you are about that life, you know, because it's
makes
always
you feel a little better.
But the thing is, when you know they're like he was only white belt, like I don't go the same intensity. Like I give it. It's so fucking weird, man. Especially when we go to different gyms, I don't know what intensity to hit people with, and like I'm always on the lower scale. Even when we go to my house, like I'm never given a high intensity, and like.
I don't think you can learn well at a high intensity.
My high intensity, if you like, my high intensity is if you see me actually doing cardio, that's me doing high intensity, because I'm kind of a slow mover. I'm like slot jiu-jitsu, that guy, that BJJ. I'm not kind of like slow moving, get to my positions. If you see me moving fast, that's me. That's my high intensity, is getting out of positions, trying to get onto something else. I'm not going to try and jump on something or crank something or blah blah, but I'm just going to become faster in my movements, because I don't have the gas tank to be fast in my movements. So that's my high intensity, is like trying to get like getting out of one position and trying to take her back and maybe pull you a certain way. Like it's never in a submission type of move, if you get me, with the intensity or using strength to that. It's usually like getting less strength and more faster or more technique,
yeah.
like with speed, like than actually trying to put all my
No, I
strength
think
into
that's
fucking.
good though. Like I realised that on when we were in Marlow, I was like, you don't want to be
that guy.
an absolute prick. And there was one sub where I showed you it last night, where I just I couldn't get the rear naked, and I like just switched my grip and just cranked the guy's neck round. And immediately afterwards, I was like,
Shit, I shouldn't have.
I was like, mate, that was so cranky. I'm sorry. And he was like really sound about it, but I was like,
I'll be honest with you. Like
I felt-
sometimes you can do that, and
Especially if it's sometimes
it's your first time being in the gym
sometimes
as
like
well.
if I'm like if I'm on holiday somewhere like Morocco, for example, it's like chances of me ever training here again are pretty slim.
Yeah,
And it was an open mat, and it was like I would gauge someone's intensity. It's like, all right, if you want to have it,
that's
like,
different.
and you feel because I'm a guard player anyway. It's quite easy for me to feel out someone's like.
No, but it's different.
I can feel what they're throwing at me, and I can be.
It's
like, okay,
different if someone comes at you hard.
If that's what you want to do, but if you.
But I think because you're a guard, I think because you're a guard player, it's different because you're gauging intensity. Whereas if I'm pushing the pressure, it's me who's.
And I think in striking, it's easier to feel somebody out because you can just keep your guard high and you can let people throw some shots, and you're like, okay, you're putting some sting on those. Yeah. Look, let's go. Whereas like
in jiu-jitsu, it's a bit too late sometimes.
If you're a top player and you're like, you throw the kitchen sink at someone and you're like, oh wow, that's
next thing he's in mount and you're like, well, it's a bit too late to know.
You can see in their eyes that they were not ready for this, and it's like. But yeah, I especially somewhere like Marlow where we're going to train. We'll definitely go back. I personally will be back there quite frequently because the level was good and the gym is phenomenal and complimentary shower gel, so I can just.
That's unbelievable.
Just take them home.
No, we can't do that because then that'll just ruin it for everyone else. And then next thing it'll be like we won't have any. I'm all for the stealing complimentary shower gel, but like not on this occasion.
Yeah, no.
Because usually the complimentary shower gel is the ones that I leave myself, I haven't bought shower gels from Madhouse in about 6 weeks, but to be fair, for 8 months in Madhouse, like I was applying the whole fucking gym, like to the coaches, the stain, I'd say, because he was always seeing my bottle in there and nobody in there showering. He's like, why? Who's leaving the fucking shower gel in there? It's like I'm afraid it'll bust in my bag.
Yeah, hates his students being clean. But where else have you trained them? Well, I've been on my kind of just.
So I done
staying at home and.
So I was in Ireland twice.
You were back for Christmas, right?
I went back for July, where I trained in Treaty and Limerick Slide-by, and then I did the same thing at Christmas, Treaty and Limerick Slide-by, both in those orders, both times. When I went in July, they actually had Slug Life is his name on. I think it's Slug Life 2.0.
He's one of the PSF guys.
Yeah, his brother is on the. What's the name of that YouTube series? Do you know the guys from Us Nation done commentary on it? PGF? Is it PGF?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think his brother was on that.
It was that thing where everyone was getting like broken legs and shit in the tournaments.
I never really watched it because
sofas, mat side.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but he was when I went there in July, like he was super cool, because you know me, I'm self-deprecating with my humor. And like he was saying, you're doing really well in these positions. And I was like, oh yeah, blah, 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 because like I can't handle compliments from you, And he's like, you need to stop that shit. He said, you have good jiu-jitsu. Stop putting yourself down. And like, I was like, wow, who me? And I actually hit my first Kimura back take there. And it was just like, I was like, I never do Kimura back take. And they're all like, yeah, nice one, And I was like, yeah, I do this shit all the time. You know what I mean? I've never done it once. But
because that would have been pretty fresh after your purple as well, right?
Yeah. What's that purple? Yeah.
That July, yeah. It must have been because we didn't talk about it on the last.
Yeah,
maybe we did.
And Tipperary won the All Ireland as well, which is why I was back, and I had the greatest session of my fucking life.
What a day!
What a day! Like what a day, as Harvey would say. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. But Christmas then was, I was actually sick for like December.
But non-contagious.
And then I was on antibiotics.
No, I made them all.
I was on antibiotics and steroids. And then when I felt good, I decided to go treat because Stephen said I was going out in the piss for the whole day. So I said I'm going to treat.
One of those things is not like the other.
So I went into treaty and I done a round, or done an open mat, and met up with Andrew. Shout out to Limerick Globetrotter, and we had a round, and we had the first round.
Are they
actually.
still at the same spot?
Yeah,
What, with
yeah,
the graffiti
yeah.
and that?
So it's like
Treaty-
it
treaty
is the
grappling, yeah.
coolest gym you've ever seen in your life.
What,
But
in terms of
just how cool it is.
the
Every
vibes are
level
cool.
there is good vibes. Everything here, as I said, I haven't never been to a gym. Like, if I dislike a gym, I'm probably not going to mention we went there, and it hasn't happened yet. I haven't disliked the gym. I haven't disliked people anywhere we've been. You know, I not that I can remember, and if I do, I'll fucking say it.
it's not what he says off air, guys.
You're a cunt. But no, and then so this time, yeah, I went there and got round, and he said, like, I said to him, I have to go. I didn't realise the time, and he said, come on, let's catch a 3-minute round. Just go balls to the wall. Yeah, and he submitted me about 4 times in a 3-minute round, which, you know, he should do. He's a brown belt, and it's
I
no
look forward
gi,
to getting around with him one day.
yeah, man. If you
When,
when I'm settled over anyway,
when you
there's
relocate
fucking
back
open
in
invitations
Ireland,
for everyone
yeah,
to
we'll
come.
have to.
But
Make sure you get a
and then I
bigger
went
ass.
to PSF after that, and
Did he
'cause I
remember
got-
you?
'cause I got
Did he
to-
remember you?
I got sick. Yeah, he saw. I talked to him on Instagram quite a bit as well. He's safe as fuck, but he knows Jimmy and stuff, because when they were when Jimmy was over, Jimmy Wheeler,
From Impact
yeah,
was over in...
was over. They stayed together and trained together.
Oh, he was over in
Yeah, and like
Mount Vernon at the same time.
yeah, and Shane is actually very hooked up with the Mount Vernon crowd. Like,
Oh, we'll have to get him on.
yeah, definitely. I was supposed to. That's why I said to you. I was trying to like get a.
Yeah.
It was like trying to get. What do you call when spouses cheating each other? A hall pass. It was like trying to get a hall pass up. I was like, look, I'm going to be there. I might buy these DJI mics and see.
That's
if
what I
can
was
get
saying
down there.
about your new content career. You got the,
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to.
You're
I'm
going
just
to do
trying
a
to.
solo podcast. You're going to...
I was just trying to get stuff out, to be honest, because like.
Yeah, because I've been shit.
No, it's not that, but it's like you have a lot more going on in your life than I have, and like it's easier for me, and I just want to keep the content going because, like, it's our podcast, like, but I want to keep stuff going. I want to keep that momentum, so when it does happen, it's like fucking boom, yeah, we've done it. Like
But you were
Scramble, I'm waiting. Scramble, the best gear in the land. Scramble. I seen a Scramble tracksuit the other day.
I pretty much wear all their stuff now.
Yeah,
Because
it's
like
the best
I
gear.
got that lucky bag at Christmas. I've never done one before.
I
I've
actually I messaged them and asked them because they had said
I've always wanted to do one, and it's like now because I've got that and a few gears that I've been given and stuff. It's like now all I have is their gear. So
I follow him on the there's like a channel on Instagram, and I follow him, and they said, oh, if you have an academy, blah blah blah, and I was like, 40 rash guards for this, and I was like, I don't have an academy, but like I have a podcast.
yeah.
Can you give me 40 rash guards for that price? And I'll order 40 rash guards. No one got back to me
Really? Do you message him on
that
Instagram?
on that channel.
Or on
And,
Discord?
no, it's a channel, like, so it's a fucking there's
On teletext?
no, it's like a channel, like on Instagram. It's called channels, and like you can it's the thing you subscribe to, and it's just
so
like.
old now, my guy.
But yeah, so nothing happened with it anyway. But yes, Scramble, the best gear you can buy for jiu-jitsu. Sorry, excuse me.
So yeah, you were on before we round
Oh,
up.
sorry,
like-
but
no,
sorry, just to get the PSF
Yeah,
thing in.
yeah,
So
yeah. You
I
were
was,
talking about Ireland.
I was so I went back there, and like Shane has won a couple of world championships. He's gone abroad, like, and won medals at different IBJJF competitions and
Yeah, I
stuff.
see.
They're doing
doing a
Europe
lot.
now. He's planning.
He's taking a whole team of white belts
He-
over to.
He's kind of they're kind of like the team where, like, if you want to compete and like get into like competition jiu-jitsu and go there, and now they're probably great for the hobbyists as well. I don't want to paint with a brush, but for what I've seen, they're a team that come together.
Yeah,
And I think that's a PSF vibe, isn't
That's
it?
what the original like Daisy Fresh PSF team was. It was like the Flow Grappler did a documentary on them a few
It's
years
supposed to be on
ago.
YouTube, isn't it? Yeah, I've
It,
never
it
watched it.
definitely was. I don't know if there's been some. Cause
Probably
I know that
monetised
some
now.
of the members of the team have kind of gone on to do other things, and I think there's been some fallouts and stuff like classic jiu-jitsu drama. But like,
Yeah.
but yeah, that was kind of their thing. It was like it was very competition focused, and I think like their
But
gyms are
he's carrying that on, and like
competition mindset. Like,
but they're all very good to each other and he holds people accountable in the gym, which is something I fucking hate. But they
if
seem
you're
to,
going to compete, though, I think that's really good because
Yeah.
that's like a big fault with not fault. But our gym is very hobbyist focused, right? And
but I'm a hobbyist.
and we're all hobbyists. We're not making money from it, but I mean, like,
I
you get like hobbyists that for me, like, hobbyist is on a spectrum, like.
like everyone in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, surprising. but like obviously anyone that's not making jiu-jitsu their full-time thing is a hobbyist. Like, if you look at the definition of what a hobbyist is, right, they're not doing it as a profession, right? But you get some of the guys that are black belts that are competing that aren't making a living off of this, right? Yeah. So there's a spectrum of hobbyists. There's hobbyists that want to be like really in on the competing, and then there's hobbyists that want to do 1 or 2 days a week and maybe like do something that gives them a chance
like
to bond with their kids, right?
It's levels everything.
And like, I mean, if you're at that competitive end of hobbyist or someone that wants to have a crack at making a living off of this, and honestly, if you want to have a crack at making a living off this, I wouldn't recommend you do it through competing. There's way better ways to make money off of jiu-jitsu than competing.
Yeah.
But setting up a gym's probably going to be the
They send people over to All-Star Euros in Liverpool, and they got on that, I can't fucking say the name properly, IKGI or something. Do you know that? They do the cash prizes in jiu-jitsu now, and like they're up north as well, in Manchester, I think.
or
something like that.
There's two. There's like Aiga and Ikagi.
And like they did a $5,000 cash prize for blue belts, I think, and then a $10,000 cash prize for purple belts and things like that. For black belts.
I thought it was 1 for white belts, 2 for blue. Yeah. Then I think they did a 5 for purple.
Yeah.
And then it was.
I think it's 12. It's 10 for black, because they were saying ADCC
commented that they pay more than
ADCC athletes. Yeah. But shout out to them, because I actually messaged to get on one of those before Christmas, and it was like on the 23rd, and they were going to have me on it, and I was like, I'm actually leaving for Ireland that day, and I was like, shit, like just to be on.
Where was it? Liverpool?
No, Manchester. I think it's Manchester.
That's halfway to Ireland.
It's the same. Yeah, but I tried to get on another what are they called? Invitationals. I'd love to do invitationals.
That's more your style, isn't it?
Man, 1 round. Yeah, I don't care if you make 10 minutes. I don't have a gas tank for it, but like I'm gonna make it.
You'll get a good 3.
I'm gonna make it exciting for the first few minutes where where my gas tank holds up, and he's either going to submit me or it's going to be boring Stally Max Stall or something like that.
It was good to train with those boys when you were over in.
It's
Pedigo guys.
Yeah, to be fair, like I always say to him, I bought a rash guard the first time I was over there on the thing, because I think you should always support the place. And I planned on going back training there again, and I did plan on going back training in Treaty again. And then at home, I was sick, the drink, everything. I didn't want to be going training with people when I knew I was actually.
Because you'd been on a mad tear up until that. Like, you know, you weren't drinking till December. You know, you went through.
Yeah, 10 weeks off or 9
from getting
weeks.
your purple belt. Then you had a bit of chunk of time off the drink. You went.
Man,
you were training loads. You were going loads of different places. You were doing loads of mat hours at our place, and then others.
I'll be honest, man.
And then you got sick, and you kind of lost that momentum. Because you did a rant about when you're on a tear and it all comes tumbling down.
It's something actually. Night. I recorded another one the same night for Thursday, because I don't think I'm going to train Thursday. But it's like mat etiquette, and it's something we could speak about, because I don't know how to treat tapping people that I think are fucking exceptionally better than me, and I don't.
Mariachi band.
I don't want. Just bring him in.
Every time you got to have them on standby, so that every time you tap someone that you think's exceptionally better than you, a mariachi band can just dance to the door, and you can dance around them with maracas. But no, you just got to.
Because like you're one person I could confide in. I actually haven't confided in you in a lot of it, to be fair.
Confiding in me in front of our audience of thousands, but yeah.
No, but they don't know who I'm talking about. But I confided in someone else as well, and they just literally went off and told someone else, because they messaged me and went, "Fair player that," and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Who told you that?" Because the other person, no, it wasn't Squish. Some person could have told the other person.
Gossip.
Some person could have told the other person as well. You know, like the person I tapped could have said, "Oh, fair play to Mike," because the people are good about it. But the way I always put it is, like, if you tap this person that you think you'd never tap, and you know this story as well, if you start holding that as in, I can tap this guy, not like, fuck me, I tapped him, I'm going really well right now. But the opposite is like, we're out in a situation. Like, whereas I might say it to you, or I might say it to someone else that I know it's not going to get around the gym. Do you know, like, I can say, I tapped that guy.
Really good round today.
I'm so happy, you know. Yeah. And you'll be like, cool. And like, you're not going to go.
And you're not gloating about it.
No,
because that's the thing.
Because you need to take someone.
I was kind of talking about this earlier.
No, but this is what I'm saying. Yeah. You know Max, and Max tapped Bobby. And he was like, we were all out in the pub one day, and he's like, yeah, I tapped Bobby. And I was like, Yeah, all right. Tell Bobby that.
Which version?
No. Tell Bobby. Like, fair enough if he tapped him. Like, we all get caught. But I'm like, tell Bobby that and see how it goes for you. Because you're not going to tap him again if you tell him, like, that you're out here in the pub telling 7 people at the table, I can tap him. You know, and that's how I feel. I think the way to look at it is, right, like, you might get lucky and you don't know what way that person is playing their game or whatever.
You don't know what they're giving you that day, right?
Yeah.
They might be working on something new.
Yeah.
They might be knackered. They might just be having a shit day, and they might, like, that doesn't mean that.
But whatever. But the way I always look at it is, if you're prepared to stand on that hill and say those things, you have to be able to go up and say, right, you're going to have a round now. It's going to be 5 minutes, and he's going to tell everyone that he tapped you if you tap him.
Yeah.
See how that goes for you. Because it ain't going to go well, my friend.
Especially if they give you a full comp go, and you're like, oh my god, that was. I got lucky once.
yeah. You have to be lucky every day.
Yeah.
But famous Irish rake, Margaret Thatcher. Just have to drop that in there. Up the rat.
But yeah, that's funny, man. No, you haven't told me, but you can tell me off air. I don't want to.
Yeah.
But that, again, I keep saying this as well. Like, it's practice, man. You don't know what someone's giving you. You don't know what, and so that's why, like, you can't.
And the match isn't competition.
Too much from it. What you can do is, like, I know that if the right circumstances occur, I can hit that technique.
Yeah.
In this situation, and it's like, there is obviously a little, like,
it's only ever been a guillotine, by the way.
There's no ego, but there is obviously an ego element.
Man, we all have egos.
People that, like, it could.
But I don't want to talk shit about people that actually respect as well.
It could be something as little as, like, oh, I've never scored a sweep on that person, and I managed to sweep him and not score. Yeah, you got that mariachi band on standby. I know it.
Do you know what? I must go take all the juice and PPC 157 and TV 500, and just plan 8 weeks from now, and start texting you at night and calling you, make you have bad sleep or something, and then just call you in for an open match. Take you out the night before. Here, have a drink. Put something in your drink. I didn't sleep well last night. Oh, really?
Meanwhile, I'm tempt me with a good time, Michael.
Meanwhile, I'm doing sprints and everything.
Yeah, you've got like a training montage going on, time chamber shit. But what I was going to say, I think the only way you can take, whenever you tap anyone, really, it should be the same response, whether you're much better or much worse than them. It should just be like a little nod of agreement.
To be fair,
little nod of agreement. Redo your gear if you're wearing one. If not, slap and bump and carry on.
I got tapped about eight times last night, and I just said you're an absolute prick, and I gave him the finger, and then I gave him a hug, because fair play.
Depending on who it is. If you've got that banter with them, but if it's someone you don't know or don't know well enough, it's like you just give them a little all right.
I'm kind of retarded anyway. I kind of break walls now.
Which walls?
What?
Which walls?
Inside walls.
Oh. Wow.
I have to keep it going, don't I? Keep the people guessing. So we 2 questions.
Yeah, let's. What are we at? Well, yeah, shit. We should probably. I need to be gone soon. So let's go
2 questions. We'll finish it up on 2 questions.
All right. First one from long-time listener and friend Rob Crawford. We actually need to Tammy Jesus is on Instagram. We really need to get him on here.
Yeah.
How would you go about resolving the delicate political situation in Iran, Michael?
I'd get Donald Trump to take it over, like he seems to be doing everywhere else.
Might be out of your choice. Yeah, I don't even have a humorous one for that because
they're all protesting now, and they're saying, the people are protesting. They're not happy. They're not happy. They're some of the greatest people.
I think for me, it's like it's a weird time, right?
I'm dialing back from all of it.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about in the car on the way to Marlow. It's like, I think, 10 to the part of the garden you can touch. It's like there's so much news all over the world at the moment. It's like the Greenland stuff, the stuff that's going on in Palestine, the stuff that's going on in Iran now, the Ukraine war, and that's just to name a few.
There's stuff in Congo and everything.
Yeah, this is what I mean. It's it's impossible. Just because I've listed those 4 things, so people will jump out and be, well, what about this now?
Yeah.
And it's like, just because I didn't mention that doesn't mean I don't care about it. But there is too much. As human beings, we're geared up to kind of, eyes, ears, social relationships with the world around us, right?
Yeah.
The internet, as much as it's been brilliant, the massive curses that you're just given information overload with all this terrible news from all around the globe that you have zero power to influence.
And a lot of fake stuff as well. I know Trump says fake news, but AI is fucked
with
everything.
With the AI stuff now as well. So for me,
I'm really starting to recede myself from it
Some
now.
people might think like, oh, you're a terrible person for this, but for me, it's like I care about everything so much. I can't care about anything, so I have to just focus on the stuff I can actually influence. Right? You know, I can be there for my family. I can be there for my friends. I can be there for like people in my immediate circle.
Yeah.
And maybe people a few steps removed from that. But once you get into the people I don't know, then I'm sorry for what's going on in your life, but it doesn't.
Like there's nothing I can do about it to change it either.
It's
like
not that it
like posting a fucking circle of your face doesn't
it's not
do
that it doesn't
fuck
concern
all,
me. It's
I
the
don't think
opposite. It's that like if I think about it too much, it really concerns me.
Yeah.
And that's not healthy because I can't do anything about it. So focus on the shit you can do stuff about and change that.
I think there's like,
and you hope that that gives a ripple effect. That those good vibes or that good behaviour
carries on
has a
throughout the
ripple
world.
effect. So you've done a good turn to someone, so then they do a good turn to someone else, and then hopefully that will ripple all the way to Iran and solve the problem.
I actually, just on, like you were saying, things like people you've never met and stuff, not shout out, but like fucking terrible state of events, fucking power the wire line. I don't know why that affected me so much on when it's a social media.
What did he die of?
He heart attack. I don't want to go into the like fucking things like that because like I don't want to go into that, but like because I just
he was a good guy, right? But like the heart attack isn't a massive surprise considering the choices he made in his life.
Yeah, but I'm just
and I'm not.
No, I'm just saying like it's something because when I saw it on Instagram, like in the comments, and people, and I shouldn't, you know, they say don't read the comments, but like people are just being fucking. It's like the man died, like, do you know what I mean? We like you don't have to vocalize it, like. You know, the man called people out for being a cunt on Instagram and had everyone's back, and then he like fucking he had men's mental health as well very high, like sure, and like
no I'm saying he was a good guy.
No, I'm not saying I'm agreeing with what you're saying, but and like we all know, as I say, it's easy, it's kind of like that low hanging fruit kind of thing to make that the common thing, and I don't know. And Ali, do you know, do you follow Ali McLean? He's like an ex-MMA fighter.
Oh, he does all the like
things you love to see. Like him and him were like the two people I actually think their content is.
Yeah, he does like he'll do a fight video and he'll be like, "Oh, you love to see it."
He's like, "Don't let him up, you cunt."
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, he's got
fucking don't let him up. Hit him on the fucking ground. It's just brilliant. Like I know it's Belfast.
And he'll like rip on people that are training too soft and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's very good. Like, but it's just. Because like my missus from there and she obviously knows him, like, but it's like that's no connection to me. But I just thought like it was so fucking weird because we were coming back and her sister texted her and said like he's dead, and I was like, this is before broken news, and it just made me feel some sort of way. And it's like, is this something that happens when you're older? Because I call that soft, like when I'm removed from people and I don't know them, because I'm emotionally retarded, like. And it was just
called caring.
Is it soft, like?
Actually, you give a fuck about stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. The older you get, the more like when people do pass away. I think I'll be talking about this after training one day. I think you see the parallels in your own life of like these people around me that I care about aren't going to be there forever. And like when you're a kid, you don't think like that. But as you get older and you see this happen more and more frequently, you're like, oh shit,
I watch some reality TV shows. The fucking tears will be coming on, and I'll be like,
I definitely have noticed that happening more since now I'm a father.
Yeah, man.
Like stuff, I'll be like stuff will hit me in a different way now, where I'm like, oh wow, that's.
Do you know what the first time I ever remember?
You, I think
the first time I ever remember,
you
like
got that excuse,
like eyes running to something was like Gladiator when he walks through the fields.
Nah, mate,
and it was like that's the first time. And Braveheart when he shouted freedom and they cut and when your man starts cutting him, then I was like, there are two times
that Gladiator scene. Yeah, that's just.
Like when he starts touching the corn
the music
or the weeds, whatever.
Kid running towards him. Oh no, man! Like, you'll get me going now. Like just talking.
Okay, so I'm not the only emotional retarded.
That's not emotional retard. That's just
I call it that. I don't know. Maybe it's because
that's a good film, a good scene. And the other question we had was from Jack Hug, who got his blue belt at Christmas. Before I go into the question, actually, I meant to do this earlier, but shout out to Connor, who's been on the podcast getting his black belt at that grade in December, and Fraser, who I've not...
Coach Connor.
Yeah, who we haven't spoken about, but both of them got their black belts.
And he's Fraser's a judo black belt as well.
Double black belt.
High level.
Dom's first double black belt, and Connor, obviously, coach, friend,
and listen to his episode. It's one of the highest listened episodes.
Yeah, he's a really sound guy. We should get him back on for more relaxed one.
100%. I said it to him. Yeah.
Because we didn't get
We didn't get the
I
side of
think
Connor
we
everyone
were
could
too
see. Like,
respectful to him, I think. We
Yeah.
didn't pull his personality out enough because I wanted to get a bit more of his. Because I didn't know his kind of story in jiu-jitsu and stuff, so I wanted to find that out. But yeah, shout out to both of them and everyone else who got belts at that grading. I haven't got the time to list everyone, but all of you did really well, and it was really well deserved.
But in short, though, his question was...
Jack's question was imposter syndrome with belts. How to overcome it? You don't, Jack.
Yeah, you're always going to feel like...
You don't deserve your blue belt. You should hand it back in and maybe consider quitting jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Does that help?
We can't do nothing about it.
No.
You're always going to feel like when I got my blue belt, I didn't want it, and like I felt like I wasn't ready for it. And everybody said you're getting your blue belt, and I was like, not a chance. And I got it, and I was elated, loved it. I got a big pop as well when I got it. I was like, yeah, it felt fantastic. When I got my purple belt, I dodged the Christmas grading purposefully because I was told. Now, I'm not sure. I don't know if it's true or not. But I was told there's purple there for you. I felt I wasn't ready as a purple belt. So, like, fast forward 6 months later, and then, like, there's a purple belt coming. I was like, yeah, I'm ready for it now.
It's nice to get us together, I think.
And
there was a nice element of that.
But the thing was, when I got... I said all the time, I don't care when I get it because I know I'm getting it. But when he wrapped it around my waist, I actually went, that's kind of fucking nice. And I said that straight into his ear.
You said that on the last... the last...
Oh,
podcast
did we do
well.
it? Yeah.
The drunk one.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't remember what happened last week.
It was over 6 months ago, and we were
everything else in between.
Intoxicated.
But we're gonna.
Yeah, so I think Jack, just fucking train and ignore it. Belts mean fuck all.
They mean fuck all. Yeah, I mean, like
honestly, mate, there's going to be some people that have imposter syndrome for their entire time at a belt.
Yeah.
You know, you are, from my experience training with you, you are good enough to not have imposter syndrome. So just train until you don't have it anymore.
You're definitely blue belt.
And if you don't think you are, then you come to some different classes, roll with some different people, and remind yourself, oh shit, I do know how to do jiu-jitsu.
It's the best thing ever when you roll with a brand new white belt, and actually you can do stuff and just like not actually put any technique on.
Unless they're a 150 kilo power lifter, and you're like, oh fuck.
And you get an elbow in the nose.
This sport is bullshit.
Steal my thunder, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think there's a good note to end it on.
It is. We doing any outro or just leave it there? Salt Storm. Salt Degen.
Is he still going?
He's still going.
I haven't even spoke to that man.
Oh, I speak to Danny a lot.
Sorry, Danny, I'm not giving
No. Well, we trained together for 2.
You're the only person and Scramble rash guards. Check out Scramble's new range. I personally like the black tracksuit for a comfortable wear. Comfortable.
Have you got it?
No, I'm going to buy it.
Likes it though.
Yeah. Why not
is that the Pride one?
Give me a discount code. No, it's the Scramble Never Dies. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. I nearly got that at Christmas.
Yeah, I seen a fellow wearing it in Marlow, and I was like, I have to buy that.
I nearly got that one.
It's not like the Progress one where I have the black.
I ended up just getting a classic Nike one instead, but it's a nice.
Good choice.
Nice one. Yeah, we'll be back again. I'm not going to promise when, but play it to you now.
That's good, man. Hopefully the thing was recording all the time. Yep, 1 hour 17.